Hello and welcome to episode 159. Is this thing? Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Of the
that's
Pixel
right.
Stream podcast. Where today we are going to be talking about the Sony PlayStation State of Play that just happened. It just ended about an hour ago. But before we get into that, this is the podcast where we talk about video games and just a bunch of nerd shit, honestly. Um, as always, check out our Twitter at Pixel Street, where you find us tweeting about John's writing. We post all our videos there. Sometimes I tweet when I'm going live on Twitch and stuff. So yeah, be
To
sure to
opening
check
some
that out.
Pokemon cards.
Yeah, which I want to talk about because I've been loving doing that, and we've been getting like more views than usual on those videos.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, check out our pinned tweet there where you can join our Discord. There's an invite in the pinned tweet to join the Discord, so that you could join in on Pal Party Nights. We're planning on doing one. I think it's gonna be like beginning of October. This is
Okay.
me and John just spitballing on the fly here.
hmm
John wanted to do one soon, but I'm kind of busy each weekend up until October. But yeah, so join us for that. Um, John, how you doing, man?
I'm tired. I'm stressed out.
I know
But
you
hey,
you joined the Discord call and it was just pitch black in your room.
oh, it's always dark. I like it to
and
be dark
and
in my
and
room.
you were sitting like this.
Yeah, I just kind of relax a little bit.
You just
Uh,
lurk there.
yeah, no. I like it dark in my room because it calms me down. That's a whole anxiety thing. But yeah. But no, I'm tired. Kind of stressed out for some things with my daughter coming up. She's gonna start bowling, and it's just this thing in my mind of like taking her out in public right now. But I said I would
Yeah,
do it.
I get it. I
But
get it.
but yeah, no. On the video game side, there's a lot of cool stuff happening right now. So let's get into that.
All right, John. State of play happened. There were some wild expectations out there. Let's get that out of the way first. Like I was seeing people posting like it was clearly the fakest fucking prototype pictures I've ever seen. People were
Kind of like the
posting like,
Nintendo Switch rumors that we get every now and then, where they predict like Mario Kart
yeah,
9, Breath of the Wild 2,
exactly.
Metroid, everything
And
at
and like
once.
and like I understand that like Sony set expectations pretty high for this one, right? Like they didn't,
hmm
because usually when there's a state of play and it's not going to be a lot, they'll come out right away and say, don't expect anything crazy. Like this is strictly going to
hmm
be this and that.
Yeah,
But they
all
didn't
they
do that
said
this
last
time.
week was no VR.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in which makes sense, I guess. Like that that must not be ready yet to show is what my guess is, which is pretty
hmm
wild considering they said it's coming out next year. But that's a whole nother conversation. Um, yeah. So I saw like a crazy prototype mock-up for like a next PSP, and like I saw it online. I was like, this looks fake as shit. Why are people like thinking
They
this is real?
will, they will never go down that market again.
They're gonna no,
Not
but
anytime soon, at least.
those people that are hoping for it, they're gonna die on that hill,
Oh yeah,
expecting that every year.
oh yeah.
They're gonna die on that hill.
Nah, there's no way. But whatever.
Whatever. Um, I tweeted on the podcast Twitter before the show. Actually, let me pull it up here for
It was
the
something about Twisted Metal, right? Which
yeah. So
I wish I was hoping so much. I want Twisted Metal to come back so bad, but there are rumors that it is.
yeah, so I tweeted that. On let me cut over here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see it. But I tweeted right before, like I don't know, an hour or two before. This was 5 hours ago at this point. So fuck, 3 hours before it happened. But I said, calling it now. Twisted Metal returns at State of Play today. In some way, what are you hoping to see? And then like 2 minutes later, I saw a tweet from VGC News. That's an article saying that there's a game in the works that's gonna coincide with a TV show.
Yeah,
That's just rumored, but I thought we would have seen this here, especially after seeing that tweet. I was like, "Oh, this is leaking."
I've also seen rumors that the game isn't expected to come out until 2023. Um, but then again, we did see a game here that isn't supposed to come out until then. So who knows?
Yeah.
All I really want is a Twisted Metal remake of the original games on PlayStation 1. That's what I want. That doesn't sound like that's what this will be. It's gonna be very closely knit to the show, kinda like the Ratchet& and Clank thing with its game and movie, I would imagine. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna dog on it until I see it. It's just not really what I want. I want to return to those old games first. But
Yeah. Oh, and John froze again. So I'm going to fill time here and talk about how I used to play Twisted Metal on my PSP way back in the day. Um, Before they added a web browser to the PSP portable console, there was a way to hack, in a way, Twisted
whatever.
Metal.
No?
Oh, John's back. Oh, John's back. But anyway, what I was saying is I used to play PSP on my I used to play Twisted Metal on my PSP. I forget which one it was, but before they added a web browser to PSP, there was a way you could get into like the dev code of the game and from the main menu that
Mhm.
people found out and started posting on forums online like GameFAQs and stuff. And you could access the internet by doing that. So that was the only web browser on the PSP is if you owned that game and could get into the and knew how to get into the dev like developer mode. So yeah, little Joel watched a lot of porn on that thing, you know?
Alright.
PSP for the win. Let's bring it back, baby.
Twisted Metal, the number 1 spot for porn.
Number one spot for porn. You heard it here first. Um, but yeah, other than that, like, I don't know, man. People's expectations were out of control,
Yeah.
but reasonably so. Because let's just get into it, John. God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, baby. We finally got our first look at gameplay, got our first look at the characters, a little bit of story stuff in there as well. Oh my god, that game looks amazing. Noticeably, we did not get a release date, although it's still expected to come sometime next year. I would imagine this is going to be their holiday title for next year. Kind of like how Horizon was expected to be this year's, but them not giving a date kind of means this is still very much up in the air. But oh my god, God of War looked well. It's officially called Ragnarok now. I think
Yes.
everyone knew that was going to be the case, but Sony were kind of like not committing to it yet, which was weird. But it is
Yeah.
100% confirmed to be Ragnarok now.
Yeah, and then there was Corey Barlog for the past like year and a half at this point, just being all cheeky about it. When
Hmm.
somebody's like, "Hey, when's Ragnarok coming out?" and he's like, "What's Ragnarok?"
Yeah,
So it was like
he
he was just making it more obvious that that's what it was being called.
after the showcase, he put up a video on Twitter where he was wearing a God of War shirt and there was duct tape below it, and he pulled it off and it said Ragnarok,
That's awesome.
and he
That's
went on
awesome.
to thank all of the devs and everything, and kind of just say his usual,
Did you
be very
watch
excited.
the documentary thing that came out with God of War?
No, I heard it's really good though.
Oh, you should check it out. It's pretty wild, like to see how like there were times when they were like, we don't know what the fuck this game is. Like we don't know what this is gonna be.
Hmm.
And then like they like kind of just shot it out like pretty quickly for what it is.
Yeah. No, I remember the reveal of that game, and that was amazing at E3 because no one was expecting a Kratos return. And then you see him walk out of the building, out of the shadows, and he's got a beard now. He's in a different mythology.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. But this show here, uh, Atreus is a little older. He's got a little more of a grown up voice. Not sure if it's the same kid that played him in the last game or not.
I hope it
Um,
is, just because like after watching that documentary, like you could tell that kid enjoys playing Atreus.
Yeah. Also, the shout out to the Game Awards that year when they had that kid and Christopher Judge
Yeah.
come up and present a reward, and he did the "Read it, boy" thing. Oh, that was amazing. But no, Atreus is a little older now, and it looks like the two of them are going to be working to hold off Ragnarok because Ragnarok is coming and everything.
Yeah.
There's a moment in there where they even showed the secret ending from the first God of War, where I don't remember what you had to do to unlock it. Maybe it was just complete the game and then go back to the house. But when you went back to the house, they would rest and everything, and then they would wake up to a storm. And when they open the door, Thor is there, but all you see is him moving his coat away, and there's Mjolnir.
Yeah,
So they
I don't think I ever saw that.
Oh yeah, no, that was in the original game, but yeah, They showed it in this reveal here, the part where he like pulls the coat away, but you can see Atreus is older, so it's gonna be in this game. Might be like
Okay.
the very beginning. Uh, yeah, Atreus finds someone to help them stave off Ragnarok, so they go for uh the Norse mythological god of war, Tyr. I want to say his name is Tyr.
Dude, I know nothing about this.
Um,
So I'm not even gonna act
so
like I know.
apparently, uh, Tyr is supposed to be dead, but what's the name of the head from the first game? He's in here too.
Ah, I can't remember.
Well, he's still here, and he tells you, well, if he is dead, Zeus really made a point that he wouldn't be found or something, or not Zeus, Odin.
His name's Mimir.
Mimir. Okay. He's like, oh yeah, if Tyr really is dead, then Odin did a great job of hiding his body and making sure that no one knew where he was. And at the end, they show him, and Kratos is like, "Are you going to come with us?" And he stands up, and he's a giant. He's like 3, 4 feet taller than Kratos. Um, yeah, the gameplay, the environments, everything here looked amazing. We saw Freya. Was that her name from the first game?
Yeah, yeah, she's trying to
Uh,
attack.
Yeah, she jumps out of well, she starts off as a raven and then she turns into her normal form and attacks Kratos on the boat, which we know that's going to be a big thing going forward since he
Yeah,
killed her son. Man, this game is going to be massive.
I know.
This
I'm excited.
just if this comes out next year and Breath of the Wild comes out next year, I don't know what will win game of the year, but those two are definitely going to be at the forefront because wow, that's going to be amazing if both of those come out.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, God of War, man. The first, not the first one, the, what year was it? 2017, 2016,
18.
2018. You see,
Yep.
that's how long ago that feels. Like fucking
Mhm.
COVID, man. That feels like
Right.
forever ago. Um, but yeah, that one was fucking amazing, and I can't imagine what this one's gonna feel like on the PS5. And it looks like John froze again. So I'm just gonna talk about how I played. I'm gonna talk about how I played Twisted Metal on my PSP as a kid again, and let's talk about how you can get in the web browser. No, in all seriousness, God of
Yeah.
War was probably one of my favorite games of last generation. Um, I feel like it really just stood out because of how great it looked. Like visually, it was one of the best looking games on the PS4. John's back,
Hmm.
by the way.
Yep.
Um, yeah, let's move on. We also saw a little game called Marvel's Wolverine, John. First
Now
of all,
this.
they showed us the goddamn Insomniac logo, and everybody's like,
Hmm.
okay, is this going to be the next Spider
Spider-Man.
Man game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to be Spider-Man.
And then,
Yeah.
like, it looks like, it doesn't look like Spider Man, though. Like, you know what
No.
I mean? Like, the art
The
style looks slightly different. It doesn't look as cartoony in a way,
the
I'd
thing that
say.
threw me off was that it was just in a bar and there's people everywhere. They're just knocked out and everything. And it's just like slowly panning around and everything. And then you see a guy get up, pulls out a knife, and he's walking
Yep.
towards the guy at the bar. Guy at the bar's got all bloodied. He's all bloodied up and everything. He's just sitting there. And as he hears him come close, you just sink, get the Wolverine claws. And that just blew my mind. I was not expecting a Wolverine game.
I don't think anybody was.
No. So we didn't see any gameplay, didn't see a release date or anything. We just know this is coming. Uh, but wow, that was massive surprise. That was awesome. I think just kind of spitballing here, I kind of would expect this be to be more of a Ratchet and Clank style game. You know how Spider-Man is kind of like in the vein of Sunset Overdrive? I think
Yeah.
this one would be closer to like Ratchet and Clank, where you're like running around the world and
Yeah,
more,
collecting nuts and bolts and
yeah, and then grabbing weapons. No, but it's going to be much more melee focused, of course. Um, I don't, I don't know if this game will be an open world thing though. Like, do we want that? I would want more of a linear beat 'em up approach.
I honestly don't know what I'd prefer. I'm trying to compare it to a game. I
X-Men
don't
Origins.
know. X-Men Origins? I don't think I ever played that,
It's
honestly.
actually good for as bad as the well, I've never played it either, but all I hear is that for as bad as that movie is, the game is great.
Yeah, okay, Courtney Love in the Twitch chat says, "Give me Wolverine with the Last of Us vibe."
Eh, I wouldn't want that because I'd just rather have Last of Us.
I mean, but also like looking at this trailer, it doesn't seem like this is like, a super like X-Men Wolverine. This seems like it's a very rugged kind of, what was that Wolverine movie that came out? Most recent one? I forget what it was
Where
called.
he dies. Uh,
Yeah, whoa, spoilers, bro.
it's been years. If you haven't watched it yet, you don't care. Logan.
Logan. This to me, I'm getting like Logan vibes from this
I
little
re-
teaser.
yeah, I'm with you. Well, maybe not that. I think this could be pre X-Men, where he's he's just kind of out there doing whatever he wants, whatever is in front of him. I could definitely see this game ending with him at least meeting the X-Men.
You think it ends with like a Nick Fury like Professor X moment?
Yeah, yeah. Xavier comes out of nowhere. Hello,
Yeah.
Logan. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I would be very surprised to see them early in the game or Magneto or anything like that. I think this will end up being a very Wolverine centric story.
Yeah. Moving on. Fucking Insomniac killing it. How many studios do they have? How do they have this kind of bandwidth? But they also revealed the Spider-Man 2 teaser, which if you've played Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales, you kind of knew where they were going with the story. They don't really try and hide it because there's like post-credits scenes, right? Isn't that what they were from? The
Yeah,
post-credits?
yeah. The post credit scene in the first one hints at this bad boy here. Venom is in the game, so we see Peter and Miles beating up bad guys in an alleyway, and then we also get a look at the Iron Spider legs from like the recent Marvel movies where he's got those legs coming out. We actually see them
Yeah.
here. That hasn't been in the games yet. But then they stop and someone is talking over them. I can't tell who it is. It may be. I'm not too knowledgeable on this character, but I think it's Craven the Hunter.
I'm not sure who it is, but it sounds like they've been like forming this for a while, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure who it is either, but he just kind of is like, oh, everyone before you has failed. Will you stand up and show that you're as good as me? So it's a bad guy talking, and then you hear Venom say, "Yes, we will," and then that bad boy appears out of nowhere. We knew Venom was coming since Spider-Man 1. We know that it's Harry Osborn, not was it Flash Thompson in the comics that gets it? No, it's not
Eddie
Flash.
Brock.
Eddie Brock, that's it. Thank you. Um, yeah, so it's not Eddie Brock that has it. It's Harry Osborn, who's been like his father has been keeping him in some kind of tube in a back room. I don't know. We've known it's been coming for a while. It's great to finally see him. And quick shout out, the person who is voicing Venom is the guy who plays Candyman. So that's kind of cool.
I don't know. Is that movie that just came out?
It's actually an old. Well, I don't know if he's in the new movie, but the older movie. It's from like 1992. The
I never
go.
saw it.
Uh, I'm a bitch and I don't really like horror movies, so I've only
Same,
seen parts
man.
of it.
Same.
But it's the whole thing. Go to a mirror and say Candyman 5 times. I want to say, and he comes out of nowhere and kills you. But it's the guy that played that character, Candyman, in the past. That's voicing Venom, which is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
if you are listening to this and you have the means to play Spider-Man, the first one, or Miles Morales, please do. Those games are amazing. They play great, and Insomniac, they can't do wrong right now. Everything Insomniac has put out in the past, like, I don't know,
Oh, play
5
both. Yeah,
years. Everything they've put out in the last like 5-ish years has just been like amazing games, right?
includes Sunset Overdrive in there, and it's like 8 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm thinking the start is, and Sunset Overdrive.
Hmm.
And I know everybody's been asking for another Infamous game, which I've never played Infamous, so I
At
don't
first, I
really
thought
know.
that's what this was because they show a road sign, and then like some electricity runs up it real quick. I
Oh,
was like, "What?" But it
that
was
would make that would
Miles's
made sense.
electricity powers. Yeah.
Yeah, moving on. This is one that I know Courtney Love in the chat is excited for because he was posting about it already. Knights of the Old Republic is getting a remaster, and I don't think this is that much of a surprise because this has been rumored for a while.
I think there's been a lot of rumors. I think the big surprise here is that it's going to be a PlayStation 5 console exclusive at launch.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
also
timed
coming to
exclusive.
PC, but at some point it will come to Xbox.
Yeah. Honestly, this is I've never played Knights of the Old Republic. I've started it multiple times and just kind of got bored after like an hour or two, so I never really played it. But I mean, a remaster if it looks good enough, hell yeah, I'm in. Why not? I'll probably
Hmm.
play it on PC over PS5 just because I don't know, I feel like games like this I prefer playing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a
Real
first
quick,
look at
have you ever played KOTOR?
no, I
Because
just
I
said
haven't.
I've started it
Sorry,
multiple
I was looking at
times.
something.
I've started it multiple times, but got bored within the first hour or two and never went back.
Hmm.
But it was one of those games where it was like, as a kid owning an Xbox, you'd go to the store and you would see that game fucking everywhere. That one and the first one, it'd be like the Platinum Hits version of the game on the shelves, and it was always like $20. I just never
Hmm.
got into it. I never played it until I want to say the 360 era, and I got it for like $7 on sale or something like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, moving on, we got a first look at Ghostwire Tokyo and a last look at Deathloop before it comes out next week,
It's very soon,
the 17th, I think, something like that.
probably. Yeah.
Deathloop, I don't think is for me personally. I don't think I'm into it. I'll watch some streams and stuff, and I think it's a hard sell for me because I'm not really into the repetitive type of games,
Hmm.
like the
The
roguelike
loop
stuff.
games.
Even though like this game, everybody says it's not a roguelike, but like to me as somebody who hates roguelikes, like it's a fucking roguelike, all right?
I
Um
can't even get myself to play Hades right now.
I know, and like the thing is I have it installed. I want to play it because
Hmm.
everybody talks about how good it is. I just have not done it.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
Ghostwire Tokyo. Is that
Looked
the
cool.
game that showed like lightning hands?
It
You
might
cast
have
spells
been.
in that game?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm kind of forgetting it. So you're like running around and seeing a lot of there's these weird monsters. I don't really know. There's this port where this guy's eye like decays or not decays, but degrades away in this like black mist stuff. Um yeah, I didn't really know what to take of it. This is the game that Ikumi Nakamura like came out at E3 and did her like thing showing us that she's a
Yeah, like three,
video
4
game
years ago.
treasure. Yeah, it's been a while, but then she left, and now I don't care about this game at all.
Wasn't this game supposed to be out already too?
No, I think it got delayed a while ago, and just we haven't heard anything about it since then.
It doesn't look like it's for me. It looks like a Dishonored type of game. I know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
uh, I'm not too sure, honestly. Um, yeah, it kind of looks spooky, I guess, but I don't know.
Moving on, we also got a look at the GTA 5 Enhanced Edition, but it's been delayed to March 2022.
It's the funniest thing to me that this
They
was
keep
the
showing it.
this was the very first thing shown off at the show where they showed the PlayStation 5 and they started announcing next generation titles, and it hasn't come out yet, and it's going to come out in 2022. Like it's just a Grand Theft Auto 5 remaster. Honestly, I don't care about this at all.
It's not a
Um
remaster though.
Enhanced, whatever.
Yeah,
It's
it's isn't it
it's
just a next gen update?
I think it's supposed to be a remaster because they are re-releasing it. Like you have to buy this, I think.
Hold on.
I think you have to buy it. I don't think you get it if you already own Grand Theft Auto 5. But it's like just making the graphics better in the campaign and then also the online. I'm sure they're adding new stuff to the online stuff. Like they kind of showed an arcade and like they showed what are they called? Apartment, suite, whatever they have. And there was like a lot of people in it, but I don't know. It looks like Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, exactly. And last but not least, they announced the Uncharted 4 and the Lost Legacy Uncharted games are going to be remastered for PS5 and PC.
Yep.
Um,
Expect to see some Sony fanboys out there breaking their PS4s or something because they always get mad when an exclusive gets put on PC.
and I remember, I think the rumor lately was that the whole Uncharted collection was going to go to PC.
That
That
makes
was the
too much sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that was one of
going
the
to
latest
eventually.
rumors. And I remember just seeing tweets of like Sony fanboys like, "No, that'll never happen." Like it's like, "Yo, they've been doing it with every Sony exclusive. Like what
Yeah.
makes you think that that's protected?"
Yeah. Yeah, this is cool. I've never played Lost Legacy, so I'll probably give it a try on PS5. I hope they put it in the or if they haven't already, I hope that they put it in.
And John froze. So, I'm going to talk about how I also have never played Lost Legacy, so maybe I'll try it out when it comes to PS5 in the remastered version. But I do own Lost Legacy. I just have never played it.
No.
I own it physically. Um, just never got around to actually playing it.
Yeah, same.
Let's go into our quick news, John. You wanna
Okay.
read these off because you're the one that put
And
these in, and I know
am I
nothing
back?
about them.
Can you hear
You're
me?
back. I can hear you.
Okay. Well, before we do that, I just want to say the state of play was awesome. There was a lot of stuff in there that we didn't cover here. The Alan Wake remaster got shown off, which was announced earlier this week officially. Super excited for that. Alan Wake is awesome. Please play it. There was a really cute game, Chia. I don't know how it's pronounced. It looked really cute and decent. Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff in here. Gran Turismo 7, if you're into that, or 8, whatever Gran Turismo they're on. This was a very good show. So just want to say that. So
I,
for
I,
quick
I
news,
I have I have a weird thing about Alan Wake, and this is
yeah.
really strange. When my brother passed away, I inherited his Xbox 360, and that
hmm
game was in the Xbox, so I've never played it. It's
uh,
like a weird thing, like mentally for me. It's like,
I
am I
totally
closing a
get it.
chapter if I play that? Like, what's about to happen to me?
I
So
totally
I
get
don't
it.
know. I still
Anyone
gotta
that
play Control though.
Control is really good as well. Okay, so now on the quick news. First up, a Crash Bandicoot party game may be on the way called Wumpa League. When I first heard something about a Crash Bandicoot party game, I thought they meant Crash Bash, and I said, "Oh no."
What is Crash Bash?
Crash Bash was the first Crash game that was made after Naughty Dog let go the Crash Bandicoot license. Uh, so after Crash Team Racing on the PlayStation 1, it's Crash Bash. It's kind of a party game where you just play mini games,
So
and
Mario
it's
Party without the board game aspect.
yeah, I guess you could say that. There was probably less mini games to it because they were like trying to like focus on them being good, but they were just okay at best. It's not really a great game. But yeah, Wumpa League has been that for a while. So like in Crash Bandicoot 4, after you beat the game and 100% it, you can go up to the television there that like shows the old game's title screens and you can spin it and like a Wumpa comes up but then quickly disappears. They've also been sending out this thing saying Activision sent out this thing with a letter saying Crash has met many friends along the way, but they were out of his league, and then they like give a mallet with a Wumpa symbol on it. So apparently it's coming. Uh, apparently, it was originally supposed to be a part of Crash Bandicoot 4, where you and other people would like try and collect as many Wumpas as possible within a time limit. I think not entirely sure, but there's been a lot of teasing about it lately, so I would expect it to be announced here pretty soon. The way that they're ramping it up.
I want to
Next,
start
go ahead.
this next thing. I'm very excited for.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I need
Okay.
this.
All right. So there is a Lego Super Mario 64 block coming. So it's a question block that opens up, and you can build in Peach's Castle, Bob on Battlefield, and one of the winter levels.
The
Ah,
mountain, I forget what
the
it's
mount,
called.
the mountain with the slide on it. I can't
It's Mario
remember it.
64 themed.
Yeah. Um. So Super Mario 64, my very first video game ever, holds a very special place in my heart. One of my favorite video games ever. I can't get over how
How cool is this
stupid.
fucking thing?
Okay, first off, very cool. My one problem, the characters. They
Oh, they look
okay,
dumb. They
they
look
look
dumb.
terrible.
Yes,
Like
I agree.
they didn't even make like Lego characters for it. They just put in blocks with like different colors. Like, come on. Like if they just make last time I complained about the Mario set, the Mario looks creepy.
The
The
one with the
eyes
eyes.
are creepy. It looks it I still maintain that thing looks bad. Really cool functionality with the music and everything. They went the complete other way and made this too simple. Like just make a Lego character and give it Mario's clothes and mustache.
you,
The
you,
same
you
thing
know
with
you know what's funny? What's funny about you complaining about this is they make these minifigures. Um,
Mhm.
so they make minifig like, and people are go create like Kenny buys all these Star Wars Legos specifically to collect the minifigures. So like, yeah, he loves having the ships and stuff. That's cool. But like, if a ship comes out and it has like some of the same figures he already has, he won't buy it. And so there are people that make custom made minifigures like that, and you know somebody's gonna custom make all these to be like actually cool looking Mario minifigures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with a hat and like look like an actual Lego guy.
Mhm.
Uh, when does this come out? Did they say?
I can't
It doesn't
remember.
say in the video.
I think it was just kind of an announcement that's coming soon. I did see that it's going to be exclusive to Lego stores and the site for like the first year. It actually might be October, I want to say is when it comes out. But then like a year later, uh it's going to go to other stores. I'm not sure. I might buy this just to have the block cuz the block is really cool and how it opens up. I really like that.
Here, I have answers for the
Oh,
chat here. It comes out October 1st. It is $169.99.
mhm.
But
I think
yeah,
that's a
this thing,
little cheaper than the last
the
thing.
way it opens, like, come on. It's so
It's
cool.
so cool. It's very cool.
Like, it looks cool on its own, and then you can just open it.
Hmm.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'll probably buy it at some point.
Same.
All right. Next up, Xbox One and Elite Series controllers are getting an update that will cut down on latency and make connecting to Bluetooth devices easier. Some kind of firmware thing coming out soon. If you are in I think it's the first two stages of the Xbox preview program, you can do it now. I'm not. I'm in, I want to say the third or fourth.
I'm not in any of them.
Um,
I
uh,
pulled myself out of it for this
uh,
gen. John froze. But I mean, the reason I pulled myself out of the insider program is because there were just too many bugs towards the end of the One X's life cycle. In terms of those builds that were coming out, like it was like bogging down the system sometimes.
I
And
understand.
to be fair,
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
that's mainly because they were prepping for next gen, so they were getting everything ready for the Series X. But yeah, that's why I pulled myself out.
Gotcha. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. I can hear you fine and everything when that happens. Like it
Oh,
doesn't cut
really?
out or anything on my end.
So if I start ranting, it's because you froze on my end.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Next up, there's a PSA from the Titanfall community that you should uninstall Titanfall 2 because the game is compromised and is a massive security risk on all platforms. We
What
cannot
the
confirm.
fuck?
We cannot confirm that though because Respawn hasn't come out and confirmed it, but they have said they are investigating. But this is apparently from the Titanfall community that there's a massive problem there in all versions. It's like not just the PC
Oh,
where it's
even
been
on
horrible.
Xbox?
Apparently, it's also on Xbox and
Remember
PlayStation.
remember the last time we talked about Titanfall? It was Titanfall 1 when they were
Was that the hacking thing?
yeah, where they hacked the game to make it so that
Yeah.
people it would direct people to a certain website to like try
Oh
and
no,
save
that
the
was in
game. Oh,
Apex.
Apex. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So
Because
like,
they
what's
wanted
going
them to
on over
fix it.
there? Like,
It's
they're not running a type ship over there.
no, whatever. Next up, PlayStation have acquired Firesprite. They are developers of the Playroom and Persistence, which I believe are two VR games, right, for PS4.
The Playroom sounds familiar. I don't know
The
what Persistence
Persistence,
is.
I think Persistence came with a gun. Um,
No,
what
no.
was
The
the game
only
that
one
came
that
with a
came
gun on PS4?
Farpoint came with a gun,
Oh, okay, you're right.
and so did Firewall 0 Hour. Those are the only two
Okay,
I remember
all right.
coming with a
I,
gun.
I was thinking of one of those. Um, I don't know. I just know that they're VR games. Um, yeah, whatever. Be excited for that if you know them. I really don't know about them. Diablo 2 will not have ultra wide monitor support because supposedly it breaks the game.
Don't know why
Uh,
that would be a thing if it's a remake of a game, but okay.
yeah, don't know. Uh, and then last up, you got some news on Halo Infinite's next test
Yeah.
flight.
So they tweeted that the next test flight for Halo Infinite is going to be on September 24th, 2021, and they conveniently tweeted this right as the state of play started today. So,
Okay, that would be why I missed it then.
yeah, that's why you missed it.
Okay,
But I think they also said anybody who is registered to be a Halo insider by September 13th, I believe, is going to be eligible to, possibly be invited to be in the test
I
flight.
have a
So
chance. I've
you have
been
a
signed
chance,
up for a
John.
while.
Yeah, I'm
I
really
missed the
excited for
first one.
this. I'm really excited for this because the first one was all bot related. We've talked about this so much at this point.
Have you
I'm
seen the
hoping.
changes they're making?
I don't know if they said or not. I haven't really
They
looked
have.
into it.
I wrote
Oh,
an article, a news article about it. So they recently came out with a thing. There's quite a few changes coming. So first up, the version you played in that first test flight was a little old, and they had already been working on the bots and everything to make them smarter. Apparently, they were too accurate with like grenade throws and everything, so they're toning that down a little bit. And then also they would follow the same path a lot. So apparently they've been working on making that better. The radar is going back to the traditional Halo radar, where you can see anyone no matter what they're doing, unless they're like crouch walking. I guess they had made it so it was like only if they're shooting, kind of like Call of Duty. Was that right?
um, I don't recall.
Apparently they had changed it, and some people didn't like it, but some people did like it. I don't know, but they're going back to what Halo's radar was before. Um, and then actually, I could probably just pull up my post that I had on it and look at that, so I could do this not off of the top of my head.
So
Um,
here, let me read what's going to be in this test flight that's coming up.
okay,
Um,
go for it.
so Brian Gerard, who I think is the community manager, community
Hmm.
director at 343. So he tweeted that it's coming. Test flight's coming back. As long as you're registered by the 13th of this month, you will be considered to be entered. He says bots will be back with some improvements. Academy will return with some updates and the addition of training mode. And there will be a much bigger focus on arena PvP this time, including a new map and some objective modes. Big Team Battle is also on the menu. For now, we urgently need as many insiders signed up and ready to go by September 13th, since it takes a fair amount of time to work through all the other steps on our side. We'll have more info to come. Stay tuned. Thank you.
That's really cool. I really enjoy big battle games in Halo.
Big Team Battle,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. Here's some notes. Besides the radar and the bots thing, uh, so they said that weapon balance. This is from the community. This isn't just 343 saying this. This is just what they got from like surveys and stuff. Weapon balance apparently felt great. Default sensitivity will be raised because of complaints. A screen shake bug was taken care of. Everyone loved the grapple shot. Even more accessibility features will be coming after launch, not during this. Changes coming to the needler, plasma pistol, and gravity hammer to make them sound more like they would traditionally with like some crystal sound with the
Thank
needler.
God. Thank God.
Yeah, really broke the game there, huh? What
It was
weapon
annoying me.
was it really?
It was
I
very
haven't
because
heard it. Is it
it
bad?
did. Oh, it did not sound like a needler. It sounded like somebody had, if I remember correctly, it sounded like a silenced SMG almost.
That is weird. Okay.
I
Well,
complained about it a lot while playing.
apparently they're changing it back. Weapon drills was a great area for
John froze again. John froze. Let's see if we can pull up his article on GamePer.com. John Hansen. John Hansen. Let's
Okay.
see. Oh, John's
Or if you
back.
post it in those, I could
Oh,
just post it in the notes.
there we go. I hear you, John.
Okay. But the last thing there was improvements to player outlines are coming.
Cool.
Apparently, what?
No, I'm just saying cool.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very excited. I've been signed up for previews for a while. I got an email from them. I think it was
Yeah.
last week, where I was like, it said you're invited to a Halo test flight. I was like, what? I didn't know that they announced it. It was for Master Chief Collection. I was like, oh,
which by the way, the season 8 of Master Chief Collection is adding some very, very cool armor to Halo 3. So
yeah.
check that out if you are interested in that at all.
Hmm.
John,
What's up?
what have you been playing?
So I've been playing a game that comes out tomorrow because I very kindly got a review code from Square Enix for Life is Strange True Colors.
What
I
system are you
can't.
playing that on?
I'm playing it on Xbox Series X, but I can talk about it because the review embargo went up yesterday as we are streaming this. But obviously, since I got my code yesterday,
Wait, hold on. You ready?
what's up?
Exclusive. All right, go ahead.
All right, but I got my code yesterday, pretty much right after the review embargo went up. So I haven't completed it yet. There are 5 chapters. I've played through 2 of them so far, and goddamn, this game is really good. This. I'm not gonna say it definitively yet, but with the way this game has started, if it keeps this momentum going forward from where I'm at, this could be the best game in the series.
Really?
Have you played Life is Strange? Any of them?
I played the first one, and then I tried playing. Is it Before the Storm?
Yep, the prequel.
I think I got like a third of the way through that one,
Oh, well, that's
and
only
I
3 episodes,
quit.
so you got 1 chapter in.
And then what was the other one?
2.
Oh, so there's a like. Okay, I never played two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then now there's True Colors. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So I've played through all of them. The first one I absolutely love. I adore it. It is such a
Yeah,
great game.
great game.
Um, Before the Storm was okay. It was made by Deck Nine Games, who actually made True Colors. This is not Don't Nod. They're working on something else at the moment. Don't Nod came back and made Life is Strange 2, which of all of them I think is my least favorite. It's not bad by any means, but for Life is Strange, I don't think it's nearly as good as the others. But this game, True Colors, is really great. So you play as a girl named Alex. She's been hopping between foster homes for years now. But when you start here, she's been invited by her long lost brother to come live with her in Colorado. You get there, see the town and everything, but then you find out that she has a power where she can see people's emotional auras. So if you see someone's aura is red, they're angry. If you see it's blue, they're sad. If you see it's purple, they're afraid. But if they are feeling that feeling too hard and she's too close, it'll start affecting her and she feels their feelings. So, for example, there's a part where this guy, Mac, comes into their apartment and he's accusing Gabe, her brother, of sleeping with his girlfriend. And you see his aura is just red, it's intense, and Alex is too close. So she gets mad. Mac attacks her brother, but she then comes in and starts beating the crap out of him because it's just affecting her.
Yeah, she can
Yeah,
feel all the anger.
she can feel all that. But she can also like go a step further where if she like if she like sees how someone is feeling, she can kind of like see that person's thoughts that have to do with that feeling. So, for example, I don't want to give away any spoilers, so I'm trying to think of something off on the side. Um, there's a moment where you're talking to a friend and she's very sad and everything. She sees a trophy and she's reminded of something. So you go in, what's the word I'm looking for? You examine that object, and because it has some memories of her in the past that she's been attached to with that, you can actually like hear her thoughts on the matter and like what happened back then. Yeah, man, this game is so good. At least through the first two chapters. I'm gonna play more of it tonight. I will have a review written up for GamePer over the weekend. I've already have been putting out guides on it already for when it releases tomorrow. I'll probably put up a video review as well, um, with no spoilers or anything, which is
Cool.
hard. After the very first chapter of this game, this is probably like the third or fourth game to ever make me cry. Like I've never
Wow.
I'm easy it's easy to get me to cry during movies, but for whatever reason with video games, which I am so much more closer to and that I love with all my heart and everything, there's not many games that have ever made me cry. But this is one of them. I was like literally crying in the first chapter. In the second chapter, I was able to man up and fight away, and I only got one tear that came out. Um, this game is great. I it, I wasn't too excited when I found out that Don't Nod wasn't making it because Deck Nine Before the Storm was fine, but the first one was definitely the best.
Yeah.
But they've just completely knocked it out of the park on this one so far. It's so great
Cool. Good to hear. I'm excited to watch your review whenever you get a video together for it.
for sure.
Um, so basically, all I've played is MLB The Show, which I'm not going to talk about anymore because, like,
I've been playing a lot of it too.
I've talked about it enough on this
Mhm.
podcast. But I've been playing more Psychonauts.
Real quick, before we get into the second, that's it'll be the show's just
Oh, you're freezing. You're frozen. John's frozen. He is frozen, and he's talking about MLB The Show apparently, or he was about to anyway. But his face is
no, it wasn't.
frozen.
Oh, this happened. Good. I'm
Oh,
glad.
there we go. You're back. Are you back? You're back. What were you gonna say?
Just that MLB the Show is a perfect game to just go back to and play a quick
Oh
game of.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's so easy to just go down that rabbit hole.
yeah. Exactly. And that's how people treat most of these games as a service as well. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like Destiny, people hop on, for like an hour a day and just like get dailies done, and then they're out of there. But either way, I've been playing Psychonauts 1, been playing more of it. It is
Been seeing you stream
insane.
it.
It is insane what the Xbox team has been able to do with those older OG Xbox games to make them look so
Hmm.
much better on like updated hardware. For console, like on PC, that's like not a big deal, right? Like it's just a matter of putting all your settings on ultra. But like
Hmm.
for console games, like that's quite the feat. And you can really tell the difference from like when you're playing the game, it looks really good, and then when it goes to, like a pre-rendered cutscene, it looks like hot garbage, because
Yeah.
like obviously that's not being rendered in real time, so you just have what they had at the time. But yeah, I'm enjoying the game. The level design's really cool. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm probably like a third of the way through the game at this point.
Where are you at? I was watching you stream it a little bit, but I didn't see where you left off.
So I left off right after getting like the levitation thing
Okay. Um. Yeah.
with
Probably
the
about
with
that.
the lady. I looked at a guide just to see kind of where I was in terms of like
Hmm.
story name, like mission names, and
Hmm.
that was like halfway through. But in my head, I was like, "There's no way." Like some of these probably are longer than the other ones,
Hmm.
so I'm assuming I'm like a third of the way.
Yeah, I will let you know. I'm very happy that you went back and played Psychonauts 1. Especially because there is a level later on that I'm just gonna throw out the name Milkman. When you get to the
Milkman. All
Milkman,
right,
it's
I'll
my
keep that in
favorite
mind.
part of the game.
I,
Um,
I've
I
been
will
loving
warn
the.
you.
Go
I
ahead.
will warn you. The final level is terrible.
Okay.
That's all
All
I'll say.
right. Terrible, like frustrating, terrible, or like.
Frustrating, not built well. It's
Oh
not good.
no. Like they rushed it or something at the end,
Mm,
or intentionally
maybe
terrible.
I don't think it was intentional because it's out of nowhere that it's just it takes a big dip in quality. But
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, I've been loving the level design as a whole. Like
Hmm.
each level is like so different from the last, in terms of like when you're going into people's brains. It's just really fucking cool. Like the design is really badass. The one problem I have is at no point did this game fucking tell me that I had like items I had to use.
Hmm.
So I got to like the geocentric dome thing, and I was like, I don't know what to do here. So I just like ran around every area like multiple times, and finally I got back there and like I realized no, Raz said like, I think this is where that button that so and so gave us is supposed to go. I was like, what fucking button? I'm sitting here hitting every button on my controller, and then I realized that I could open an items menu and there was a button in there.
Hmm.
Like I wasted like half an hour, 45 minutes because they didn't tell me that.
Yep, that's an original Xbox game for you. Um,
That's dude, all those old games. I don't know how we played games as dumb little kids, man. They did not
I
hold
have
their
no
hands like
idea.
they do today.
No. Um, yeah, no, this I really enjoy Psychonauts 1 even though I played it for the first time last year. Very excited for you to go into Psychonauts 2 whenever you do that.
Yeah.
You obviously have whenever because it's on Game Pass and you can play it whenever. Uh, Definitely one of my games of the year. And I
It
will be talking about it with Adam from Respawning Fire about it. So look out on that channel
cool.
for that.
If you want to watch the Psychonauts playthrough, I've been posting each one as the VOD up on our YouTube channel. So parts 1 and 2 are up now. So if you want to check out that game at all, go check it out. YouTube.com/Pixel Street Videos.
All right.
What else you been playing, John?
All right, so I'll kind of combine these two because I there's not much to say on them. First off, I went through and completed Dishonored: Death of the Outsider. I love the Dishonored games, but I'd never played this game. It's kind of a side-off story after two, and I played the first Dishonored remastered not too long ago. I'd played it before in the 360, but I felt like running through it again. This game's not as good as that. It's not as good as 2. 2 is very much the best in the series. But man, I just feel so much better about this than I do Deathloop. It's the same team as Arcane that make it. And I'm just like, I just don't have any desire to go into Deathloop. Like I know you don't because of the roguelite features and everything. I don't because I just want Dishonored. I
Like
that's really all I'm going on.
Deathloop looks like a Dishonored game to me, like a different take on Dishonored.
Yes, okay, I hear you there, but it's not Dishonored, and that's my problem. That's where my problem is coming from. I want a game set in Dunwall with some kind of plague going on where I can approach, uh, well, okay, I guess this is in Deathloop where you can approach an objective through various different ways. But in Deathloop, it's always kill them. In Dishonored, it was kill them or find a way, find a puzzle, find something that will let you uh take them out of the equation without killing them. And obviously, most of the time, it's really bad stuff like forcing a guy into a machine that zaps away all of his memories. Like it's like really brutal stuff sometimes. There's like one in the first game where instead of killing these two twins, you give them to a mob boss who cuts out their tongues and sends them to go work in their own mine shafts where they had slaves and everything. Like
What the
it's
fuck?
but and that's the non-lethal approach. That's what I love about Dishonored. It's so great.
It sounds like Hitman. Like if you describe that the same way you just did without bringing up like Dishonored aspects, whether it's like casting spells and stuff or like using a sword, I would 100% think you were describing a Hitman game. And you're frozen right now, John. So John will be
Deathloop.
back with. Oh, John's back. I hear you, John.
Am I back? Okay. Um, I wouldn't really compare it to Hitman. Um, I don't know. I would have to think about that more. But
But
yeah, Death.
what I'm getting at with that is like there's multiple ways to complete an objective in
Yeah,
Hitman, same way that it is in Dishonored.
the difference there is Hitman is open world, where Dishonored is very linear. It's not perfectly linear, but it's not as wide ranging as Hitman is. Regardless, I love Dishonored. I love Hitman too. Deathloop just isn't exciting me. Maybe if I end up buying it on PlayStation 5 because it's not coming to Xbox, even though it's an Xbox made game, uh, maybe I'll end up loving it and really enjoying it. I just I just don't have that feeling right now.
I'm gonna wait until I see streams and reviews and stuff on it um,
Mm,
before I decide if I even want to give it a shot. Because I do have like $50 in PlayStation credit just burning a hole in my pocket, so
hmm
who knows?
Gotcha. Yeah, that would be perfect for you then. I don't know. Is it going to be a $60 game? I would imagine it is.
It's probably a $70 game.
Oh, that's right, because it's PlayStation. Yeah.
It's PS5.
Yeah. Other game I've been playing, I got a code for Sonic Colors Ultimate from Sega. Thank you, Sega. And this is one of the few Sonic games I've never played, and man, this game isn't that great. So it was originally made for the Wii. And back then everyone's like, "Oh, this is a really good Sonic game," because it came out in a time where every Sonic game was bad. Like we had Unleashed, Sonic '06. There was a bunch of portable games that weren't that good. Like it was just in such a dark place of time for Sonic the Hedgehog that this game appeared good. And playing it now, I played it on Series X. it- this is not any much better than them really. It's fine. Okay, it's not a bad game, but playing it with a controller, you can tell that this was made for a Wii because things are like so fucking stiff. Like because you're playing with a Wii, you have to like
Yeah.
work it, moving around and everything, and doing and that translating to like a stick just doesn't work. Yeah, not a big fan of this game. I beat it. It's super short. There's levels in here that only go for like 30 seconds. I like okay, yeah, Sonic's fast and everything, but there's more to it than that. Um yeah, I was pretty disappointed after hearing so many people talk about how much they love it. Not a great Sonic game. There is some issues with the Switch port. However, have you happened to see any of these go up on social media?
No.
So apparently, the Switch port. Let me stop me if you've heard this before, but apparently Sega rushed the
Oh,
game
hold
out,
oh,
and
okay. Hold on. Did you say Sega rushed the game out? You lagged a little.
yeah, Sega rushed
Okay.
the game out, and it's a buggy mess. um, so there are moments where all color just warps and goes crazy at you, like it's kind of a epileptic nightmare, really. It's got a lot of bad issues. Just like go on Twitter and like search Sonic Colors Ultimate, and people are like posting it everywhere. Um,
What a
it's
mess.
kind of funny and kind of right in line with Sonic the Hedgehog, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing lately.
Going back to the Deathloop conversation, it is a $60 game, so
Not
it's not
70.
70. Nope.
Okay.
And it comes out the 13th. Or well, 14th I think technically. It says 13th
Tuesday.
at 11 p.m. So, yeah, if you are into that sort of thing. With that, I think we should say goodbye. Thanks so much
Goodbye.
for listening to the Pixel Street podcast. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street and check out our pinned tweet to see where you can find us on the internet in terms of Discord, YouTube, all that fun stuff. Subscribe to us on YouTube by searching for Pixel Street videos there or youtube.com/Pixel Street videos. You can find exclusive content from us, including unboxings, live streams that I've been doing. I've been opening some fucking Pokemon cards because I'm a nerd. All that fun stuff that you can't find anywhere else other than my Twitch channel.
Yeah,
um,
we also did a Let's Play in Surgeon Simulator 2 that
we
went up a
did.
couple. That game
I
annoyed
mean,
us both pretty much.
we're talking about Sega coming out with buggy games. This is another very buggy game. So
Yeah.
yeah, go check out that Let's Play to see what we're talking about. Um, yeah, please give us a like or a follow wherever you're listening to us, and give us feedback, good or bad. We'd like to know what you want to hear from us going forward. It will be much, much appreciated. John, where are you at on the internet?
On Twitter, I am at Rivek Shadows. Gonna be doing a lot of Life is Strange True Colors coverage over the weekend here. Maybe also some Artful Escape because that came out today, I believe, and I just been so busy I haven't even tried it yet. Uh, Definitely excited for that game. Yeah, check out the review when it goes up over the weekend. I will also try and make a video review and put it up on our YouTube channel. That's about all I got.
Yep. You can find me on Twitter at Campo63 or twitch.tv/Campo63, where I've been streaming a lot of stuff lately. So come hang out. Yeah. We'll be right back here next week with episode 160 of the Pixel Street Podcast.
Bye.